A new approach to optimizing blue-collar employee welfare and productivity via an embedded financial solution has been unveiled. One of Africa's biggest human resource organizations, Seamless HR, and the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation have raised the curtain on a new Pan-African tech-based financial solution to help both employers of labor and their staff. Speaking to employee value, efficiency of work, and earned wage access initiatives is Ifedakbo Adedeji, a professor of human resource management and a faculty director at Georgetown University.
In my research, consulting, and practice, we tend to focus at the top of the pyramid, white-collar workers, top talent, global talent, and all that. But most of the time, we don't convene a meeting for blue-collar workers. So I thought this was a great idea and also a great learning opportunity. So that's why I took it. So very many thanks to Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation for putting this together with Seamless HR. There's a huge challenge in Nigeria and people are going through economic hardship and all that. But the point of it is that this blue-collar situation, the challenges that the blue-collar workers are facing, it's a global problem. So the challenge is, if what we're seeing in the US is this terrible, what do you think we have in Nigeria? And obviously I know you know the answer to that. But the issue is not what is the problem. The issue is what are we going to do about it? And it's so great to have partners that can work with us, HR practitioners, organizations, the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation and Seamless HR, bringing technology, philanthropy, and industry together to address these challenges. So we're going to be looking at it. The first issue to look at about Nigeria is the issue of, it's a green land. The land is green, great sun, and the issue is that it's green, but the level of greenness, it fluctuates rapidly. So what we're saying is that economic uncertainty is prevalent. So what we're saying is people are somewhat optimistic about what is going to come out of the new administration. It seems like we have a decisive president that has taken a lot of bold economic moves. But of course, what is becoming clear is that things are going to get worse before they get better. So, that's one of the realities. So if you look at this, real GDP growth, you can see how this has been fluctuating since 1999. It's really been up and down. The economy going up, going down, going up. So right now, this year, we're about 3.4%. We are likely to end the year with 3.2% real GDP growth after accounting for inflation. And next year, the predictions are that the economy will grow at 3%. Really, that is not a good thing. Where we are economically, we should be growing at 100%, but of course nobody grows at 100%, but we should be growing at 10%, 9%, 8%. So economic growth is not, we are not in recession, but the economy is growing at 3%. This has serious implications for HR. The big thing that we need to focus on now, I think, is what can HR do? Of course, we're going to focus on the top talent, we're going to focus on the golden talent, the top talent, we're going to focus on the middle class, but we really need to reimagine HR for the blue-collar workers and people that we call the working poor. And there are different ideas that have come to mind and many stakeholders are looking at them. One of the big ones was at a short conference. I know we had a big Nigerian delegation at the Society for HR conference a few weeks ago in Las Vegas. We had a big turnout. I met with so many Nigerians there. And one of the big things that came out of the conference was the idea that we often talk about HR being the business partner, but one of the big things that came out of the conference was people saying, why can't HR be the business? And by that, people were saying there are many initiatives. If the focus of the business, if we say the business is powered by talent and powered by people, then we are really, as HR practitioners, the business. We are the core business. We are not, yes, we are supporting the business, we are an enabling function, but as HR practitioners with a seat at the table, we need to take more seriously the role we play in proactively finding solutions, and that is not just administration providing, making sure everybody gets paid. Of course, we have to do that, but we need to find creative ways to reimagine our HR roles. And one of them is also looking at this thing about HR business partners, and I'm sure many of us have HR business partners working with us. And we say it's a good thing to have HR business partners, but one of the challenges that we face now is that this is only one of 4 roles of HR, because we've got this business partner idea from Dave Ulrich's HR model, and if you look at the model, it has 4 elements, 4 roles of HR, but in the last 10 years, one of the big things that has happened is that the business partner role, the strategic partner role has become the primary role. But one of the other 4 important elements of that role is that of employee champion and advocate. And so that's one of the areas that I'm challenging us to say, what more can we do? Of course, we are doing something already, but we should not only be HR business partners, we need to also focus on our role as employee champions and advocates. So that's one of the big things that this is all about, especially when it comes to rethinking what role we'll play in supporting the working poor, doing financial engineering, working for financial inclusion. That's one of the big things. And you heard Dr. Abijad talk about inclusion, financial inclusion. That's such a big thing. But when we think about financial inclusion, we often think about, the market woman or the people that are just selling things. But really, financial inclusion is really a very big deal in the Nigerian context for people that are blue-collar workers. We often think of financial inclusion as people that are living day to day or people that do not have jobs. But as we have said, there are many people that fall into the category of working poor, so we need to support that. One of the areas for the program I oversee a master's program in human resources management, and last year I had to introduce a specialization in HR analytics and technology. And the reason why I did that was because many companies were asking us, we need to have people that have analytical skills. We have this big data set, we have so much data, and we need people to be able to analyze the data, to be able to give us productivity and performance insights. So that's one of the areas that we're looking at. So I think the culmination of partners coming together, technology company, a local technology company coming together, I think is fantastic, because data is the new oil. We often look at data, we don't take it that seriously, but all over the world, people are paying attention. They are mining the data. You have big data sets and people are paying attention. We're collecting so much information and data about employees, but we are not processing it and leveraging it for the organization's advantage. So that's one of the big areas that really we have an opportunity to work on and partner. That what are we doing with all the data we have on employees?